All right, there we go, y'all. We are back live once again, y'all, and I'm excited. I'm hyped right now. Crazy part is 8:30 p.m. on the dot, June 5th. It's a Thursday. We getting it in. I'm excited because I get the chance to talk to my guy right here, Victor Rogers, .AI in the building. Right, we're gonna talk football, fantasy football, all the way to sports impacting how AI is changing the game and all things artificial intelligence. But without further ado, Mr. Vic, if you can real quick give us a 2 second bio on who you are, what you represent for the SW3 TV community, real quick for us.
Yeah, for sure, man. Hey, I appreciate you so much, man. I appreciate you sharing your platform first and foremost, man. Thank you for allowing me to be here, and I'm looking forward to rocking and rolling with you. A little bit about me. I'm an AI geek. I'm a fantasy football nerd, and been traveling the world trying to find competition. You know, me and this guy, we were in the league together, and I ended up auto drafting my whole team, and I mopped the whole team last year, man. So I'm back for some more, and I got hot takes with fantasy. I've been doing that for about 10 years, as far as like playing outside of like your traditional home leagues, pretty competitively. Anybody who know what FFPC leagues are, come holler at me. And I mean, outside of that, you can holler at me at victorrogers.ai if you're interested in learning about artificial intelligence. I do workshops and one-on-one sessions all about AI literacy here in Virginia. And if you ever heard of AI Ready RVA, I'm a board member there, and we got a lot of promising things going on in the city. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the conversation, man.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you, man. And what type of leagues did you say? The FCPC?
Yeah, FFPC.
Okay, you gotta
Um,
explain that to me.
yeah, so let's get into that, right? So like FFPC leagues are like high stakes leagues. So like traditionally, like the highest stake leagues, you can find in mass. You can find them on that website. It's ffpc.com. So
Mhm.
when I started playing fantasy football at work like years ago, and I started getting kind of good, I wanted to figure out how I could, challenge myself a little bit more. And there's a guy by the name of Matthew Kelly that has a podcast called Roto Underworld, and there's some guys. We got Trash Man, we got Byron, we got Alex, and we got Cody that do the roster watch show. And they used to always talk about these FFPC leagues, right? So I joined, and $77 to join a league, and at the end, I think the payout is a couple hundred or whatnot. So I did a couple of those, and last year I won, and I could share my league. But a year or two ago, I did a $250 league. So I don't do too many of those, but it's just like steeper competition. The rules are tight end premium, super flex. I do a best ball format, so I don't have to like manage it because I do like regular leagues during the year. But yeah, I've been doing that for a couple of years, and it's allowed for me to following fantasy football as closely as I did got me comfortable and confident to be able to follow the stock market. Like me and you don't have a lot of conversations about stock, crypto, and all that stuff. And it's like there's not a like you could test me too. There's not an NFL team you can list, and I can't list like 5 or 6 people right off that team. So I looked at it like if I can learn the NFL like that, I can understand how Nvidia or Palantir or these other stocks earnings come out and like follow their trends and start making like financial decisions around that because I mastered fantasy football, so now I'm trying to master the stock market.
I like it. I like it. And I like how you made that connection too, man, because a lot of people, don't go into things that maybe they're not comfortable with, right? Especially our culture, right? Let's talk about it. We don't come up with hey, save your money, put it investments, health insurance. Those conversations don't happen. Well, they didn't happen. They're happening now for sure, but they didn't happen me growing up. I kind of got the conversation of go to school, good grades, get a job, and I was really in that whole conversation all the way into my last job, right? I got to a place where like, okay, I'm young, I'm making a career, because I can work hard, right? I'm spending time 10 hours, 12 hours on a gig. And I'm like, I'm making good money, but I'm like, this ain't all exciting, you know. And I realized after asking my boss, could I take some time off? I'm like, something got to give. I never forget that feeling. And it wasn't like I'm mad at the person and my boss for asking me questions. They doing their job, but something had to give. And that's when financial literacy came into play. But for me, it came into play of Forex, right? It was, I started to see these colors, these numbers, these candlesticks where I didn't know that what they were at first, but then it's like, okay. Then I saw a homeboy of mine who was a part of a network marketing Forex company at the time, right? And it was called iMarkets Live or IML, I believe at the time. And for me, that was my foundation, right? Because it gave me educational resources where I can read, I can learn, I can watch, I can go back to, I can practice. It gave me a foundation. What I can say also is that because a lot of people get these network marketing, bad taste in their mouths simply because they followed the wrong people there, right? It ain't that the network marketing platform don't work. Don't, hey man, network marketing makes the most millionaires, period. Right? If you combine Major League Baseball, NBA, and MLB, network marketing, they still won't add up, right? Network marketing makes the most millionaires, period. It's all about who you follow. So for me, it was, I followed traders because I wanted to trade, right? That was the niche. They were the network people who were marketing it were marketing the trading. But I wanted to follow traders because I wanted that education. I really didn't want to resell it to nobody. And if I did want to resell it, it was going to be sharing it because other people wanted to, guess what? Learn how to trade too, right? That's how I wanted my community. So a lot of people got upset because, well, no, you connected with a marketer. They're focused on marketing the trading, not actually trading. So that's where the misconceptions were. And I'm like, no, this works, but this works for people who are looking to train, study, purchase this monthly subscription to get access to these courses and these, live scenarios. So yeah, man, I get it, and the mindset is crazy. So you was talking about FFPC. You said something about tight end
Yeah.
premium, tight
Uh-huh.
end flexing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, tell me about that, because I know with some fantasies you do able to have a third receiver, third tight end. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, so the way the FFPC leagues work, they're tight end premium. So tight ends get 1.5 points for each catch, right? So naturally in that league, when you're drafting, like last year, so those are dynasty leagues I'm in. So like I'll draft my team from like a couple of years ago, and then I just keep drafting rookies over and over again. And if you want, I can go over the rookies I got this year. But I'll tell you on the one that matters the most, the $250 league. I got fortunate. I drafted Brock Bowers at 108 in the rookie draft. So like Brock Bowers is going to get a lot more points in that league format and setting versus like the standard, league that you just get your PPR points in. So it's just a different point structure. And I think a lot of that has to do with like traditionally in fantasy leagues, like tight ends suck. So like if you ain't got like, remember that year George Kittle went off? That was the first time I won a big money league I was in. I had Kittle, Lamar Jackson, and CMC that year. I won. I don't even know if CMC had got. I think he was still at the Panthers. But whenever you can get a super dope tight end and identify him breaking out in that league format, man, yeah, you're playing with with a good set of hands. You got the Joker and the big Joker, and then super flex. That's just you can have your quarterback in your flex. So the objective in that format is QBs go early. Like in one of those leagues, I got Jaden Daniels last year at 102. Now I got lucky later on. I picked up Zach Ertz in that league. Like I ain't think Zach Ertz was gonna do anything, but old man still had a little bit left in him, and he was a little bit. Hold on, y'all. What's up, baby? Yes, yes, ma'am. That's my wife, y'all. She doing a little bit of work. Here you go. Um, But yeah, Zach Ertz, man, he did his thing, and he probably wasn't really that good in other league formats, but in that specific format, you got to know your league. And I tell you, just a fun fact about fantasy: most people lose because they don't read the rules, right? So I know when we was in our league together the year before last, I saw quick that only the 4 top winners in each division made the playoffs. So I ended up I think I had like the second. I think I had like the second most points or wins in that league, but like Ben beat me or something. So
Right.
or I forgot who I was in. So it's like I lost, so I couldn't get mad because like I knew coming into it if I didn't win a certain amount of games, I wasn't gonna make the big dance. So yeah, just knowing your format and knowing how to take advantage of that, and hopefully your competition makes mistakes is kind of how you do well in fantasy.
Got you. I like that. And because, I know a guy who I went to school with, actually followed him for a while. He's actually one of the reasons that I kind of took the step further into NIL, because he became a NFL sports contract agent, right? And I followed his journey. I, bought his courses, followed him, and, kind of went that route. But he also does a lot of fantasy picks, and prop picks and things of that nature. So he's heavy into that. I followed him there too. So if you could tell me like a top sleeper pick for this season that's everybody sleeping on, man, I'm talking about why should people take the risk on this person? If there's one, maybe you
Yeah,
can't keep it at one, maybe it's three,
yeah.
right? What name comes to mind when it comes sleeper pick this
So,
year? Fantasy, you gotta have them.
I got a couple, man. And I'll do you like this. I'll just do like regular format just because I know most people aren't in FFPC leagues. Like if anybody comments and says they are in those leagues, man, shout out to y'all, man. I want to play against y'all. But I tell you, are you familiar with this like underdog best ball tournaments?
I'm familiar with the underdog. I don't use them. I'm more of a draft king and sleeper pick guy.
So like underdog, man, I'm a super nerd out with you. So there's a format called best ball formats where you can draft your team like right now. You can draft 20 players and you don't have to do nothing else for the rest of the year. And then when the league start, when the season starts, your league your roster will automatically be generated by the best players, and you don't have to worry about anything, right? So
Mm-hmm.
underdog, they've been doing it for like the last couple of years, but like for anybody who's been like messing with best ball leagues for a while, MFL 10s were the folks that were doing it before, and I think Drafters and State Street was before that, I believe, but I thought it was a little bit before my time. But needless to say, if you're playing like if you want to play fantasy football like right now, that's where you do it at. So I'll say that currently right now, as I'm doing like best ball leagues, Brees Hall is falling to like the third round. I don't really think that's smart. I think Brees Hall is probably a top of the second round player. Easy peasy to me. I mean, he ain't had the best year last year, but I mean, like I feel like everything went to hell on that team. So I love Brees Hall. I'll give you one in each position. Like Brees Hall is kind of not really a sleeper because he's broke out already, but he's not getting drafted. He should be drafted like a lot earlier. And then outside of Brees Hall, George, yeah, yeah. Tajay Spears, he's a good late round sleeper, and I say Jordan Mason are good late round sleepers. Jordan Mason just got picked up by Minnesota, and
Jordan Mason, the running back.
yeah, hmm these,
Okay.
these are my sleeper running backs. I'm gonna give you, yeah, so like, and it's like because I'm freestyling it and I don't got it written down. I'm just like looking at the list of stuff, and I'm like, yeah, Jordan Mason, because like I like him because everybody's like Aaron Jones is gonna eat. Aaron Jones is getting older. I think Aaron Jones is gonna play that scat back position a little bit more. He's gonna catch the rock out the backfield a little bit more, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
think what's gonna end up happening is Jordan Mason, he's gonna get them early goal line. Like when and the thing with Minnesota too, man, when you got Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson, you got T.J. Hawkinson. Those are some wild yak guys. You know, they're gonna get their yard after the catch, right? So like if you get
Mhm.
down to the red zone, you know, they're not gonna give it to Aaron Jones. They're gonna give it to Jordan Mason. And I think that a lot of what you're gonna see this year is he's gonna get a lot of touchdowns, boom or bust. And then Tajay Spears, I like him at Tennessee because he broke out his rookie year. And now Tony Pollard is there with him, and I think they're going to do that Zeke, Tony Pollard thing just in Tennessee. And I think Cam Ward's going to allow that team to be a little bit more effective. You know, so those are my running back sleepers. But when you hear them names, like, what's your thoughts?
I mean, like I said, bro, when it comes to the rookies, like I said, I don't really know too many because I probably I was a heavy Colorado fan, I guess, college season. You know, it was prime time for show for show. Like I said, your intellect when it comes to things of this nature are very much more, I'm gonna say the term genius level. When it comes to that, simply because you take the initiative to research and your intent and you look at it totally different, you know, and that's why I wanted to bring it up because I always wanted to sit down and be able to talk about and like just get your thought process. Because when I play fantasy football, is okay, who do I know? Who have I been watching? Per se. Um, I also ain't been, you know, kind of watching cable as much this past year. So that, you know, that's different. I ain't seeing the games like I used to as well. But when you said the guy, what you said his name, Jordan Mason again, what school did he go to? I'm trying to remember. Because I think
Ooh.
he went to what, Vikings, right?
He's with the Vikings now, but I can figure out what school he went to. Like traditionally, I could name guys off the top of my head, but like he's such a
Georgia Tech, fourth year
yeah,
out of Georgia Tech.
yeah. I mean Tech, like I don't even remember him at Tech. Who was he there at Tech with 4 years ago? I mean, I can't. I mean, the last guy that was nice that came out of Tech was Megatron. I can't
Right,
think of
that's the
nobody.
only person I can think of.
Yeah, I can't think of
Tech,
nobody good.
that wing T little thing they used to do in
Oh,
this ball.
Gibbs went to Tech before he went to Alabama.
Who?
Uh, Jeremiah Gibbs
Oh
from
yeah, he did.
from not Alabama, from Detroit.
Uh-huh.
Yep, yep,
He
yep.
did. Oh man, he say he got some sleepers out here. You know, I'm gonna be listening to them folks, man, for real, for real. But so in the cross function of fantasy sports and AI, do you think AI is changing the way we play fantasy football? And if so, why?
Yeah, I mean, because like this the thing too. Like back in the day with me, man, like I used to listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff, to kind of like stay up to date with what's going on. Like I would read articles here and there, and I got a little Twitter, that specifically all I do is follow like football junkies. But now, if you know how to effectively prompt, all you got to do is just like go into like a tool like Perplexity because it's attached to the internet and just say, hey, I'm looking to figure out what the Dallas versus the Giants game is going to look like, and then ask for it to break down, what the consensus is, and then once you get that consensus, you can probably cut out like 10 hours of research, and then like it's muscle memory. Like me, you both know what's going to happen this year when it comes to Dallas. Jerry Jones is going to mess something up. Dak is going to throw a pick, and Jackson Dart is going to accidentally win a game or two or something, right? So like we know that, but then when it's coming to like making props or like just identifying like how we want to, attack the game, like AI can help you research stuff a lot quicker. And AI can help you like break down like traditional and historical trends a lot quicker as well. And that's just for like the handicapping point of view. Like, I like to call myself a frugal degenerate. So like a lot of times when I'm making my bets and stuff, like I'll definitely use artificial intelligence to check a litany of different resources to make sure that I'm going in the right direction. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Like this weekend, shout out to my horse racing junkies. The Belmont's coming out, and I haven't done any research yet. But by this time tomorrow, I'm gonna have a good idea on who's gonna win. Like I know right now it's either gonna be journalism or man, I should know that off the top of my head. Journalism or sovereignty. Those are the two front runners right now. And That third horse, though, if you can hit a trifecta with that third horse, that's where the
Mm.
money's gonna come in, and that's what I'm gonna research. So yeah, AI can help you research and really lose your money quick if you wanna gamble. So don't gamble, kids, if you can't lose it.
Oh, and I think that's one of the best examples of all risk management. Like I tell people all the time, it's like if you can't afford to lose it, you can't invest it. You just can't because um, what people don't understand with that, and I also connect this with the mental health in sports, is that hey, you can't be too emotional. You can't be too high and too low when it comes to being in the market because I've lost money being greedy, being in my feelings, trying to revenge trade, right? Because I lost money,
Mm.
now I'm trying to revenge trade and get it back, or I seen so much success, now I'm greedy. I mean, I tried to stick to my plan so much, man. I hit my mark for the day, man. I was up $1,000. I'll never forget the day. I'm like, wow. I saw the setup again. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna put another trade in, knowing I shouldn't put no trade ins. I hit my goal for the day. So what I supposed to do? Stop, do nothing at that point, right? But nope, not me. And guess what I do? I lost 100. And guess what? I got to get that back. So I'm gonna
Gotta get
go
that
in at a
reset.
higher lot size. I'm gonna go in at a .05 now. Now I lost 200, right? And I just couldn't stop because I wanted my money back until eventually I ain't lose all of it right then and there, but you make those mistakes and then you get out of trades early because it's like, oh, I hit 20, let me get out. Man, that joint went up another 5. I should have stuck to my take profit, right? But you get emotional. So with me, I play with the thought and I've experimented too with indicators and software that will allow me to actually enter trades more efficiently based on certain algorithms or trading back test strategies. I'm still looking at kind of, I wouldn't say perfecting because you can't perfect one, but creating something in that nature based on my trading skill, right? That I've been looking for. So I see how that connection come, like you said, it makes things a little bit more efficient for you, for real, especially when it comes down to the data. But do you think AI can help predict player performance better than a seasoned fantasy vet like yourself?
Hell yeah. Cause it's like AI is 10 times me, man. Like if you like this is the thing with AI, man. Um, I'm knee deep in that space, man. And I'll tell you, like whenever this comes out and whoever's listening to this, man, like this is real. Like there's a gentleman, CEO of a company called Anthropic. Go look them up. They got an LLM, which is a large language model, which is like ChatGPT called Claude. It's a very good tool. I like their tool. And we can talk about that tool later. But let me tell you what he said though. He said recently that within the next 1 to 5 years, he anticipates 50% of white collar entry level jobs will no longer be needed, right? So what I'm telling people is like, even if you think AI is just like a fad, like people thought Web3 was a fad, but like, I mean, if you see where Web3 has gotten crypto at, we sitting over 100, and it's been like that for a long time. I bet y'all people should have invested back in 22 when it was down to 20, right? But
Mm-hmm.
like, it's not though, and it's like I don't think that my people in particular are taking advantage of this tool and just getting in there and playing with it and learning how to like just communicate with it effectively, right? Like I'm not telling you that you need to be like a super duper heavy user of it, but like if you see it on a job description and you can go into a job and you can speak intelligently and fluently to it,
Right.
like I think that's something that you should probably pay attention to, because if 50% of white collar entry level jobs are going to be gone within 1 to 5 years, then like just scale that. So like in 10 years, like what's that look like for the workforce? Like in 10 years, me and you gonna get to that age where we about ready to like, all right, we about to ready to kick it up. But like
Mm-hmm.
who's gonna come behind us? And like if the people coming behind us are like not robots or like people who are like really good at using that tool, then the selection process for hiring, it's gonna be it's going to be really intent. I mean, like I hate to say intentional. I don't know what word I want to use, but like it's just like something I want you to pay attention to. And it's like, I don't know if we're gonna go there on this call and I don't know if I'm gonna be on another one with you, so I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Like, I'm not red or blue. I don't gang bang, you know. So like when it comes to liberals and conservatives, like I'm moderate down the middle. But right now, the current administration has gone out of their way to ensure that DEI and anybody that falls under whatever you consider DEI is eradicated. I'm DEI. You know what I mean? Like even if I didn't want to be DEI, I'm DEI. And like I know a lot of people like me or like that, right? So if they're trying to get rid of people who look like me now through the White House, and then the tech people are telling you like, hey, we see this coming around the corner, like what you gonna do? See, like I play with AI to gamble and stuff just so I can get comfortable with it. So like when I need to use it for like a real use case, it's not foreign to me. It's something that I've I started my business, and I don't even think I like the logo in the back is Sustainable Growth Creative. Come check us out. But like, I've been doing that for like 2 years. But like, I remember when I first started, it wasn't looking like this. And like now, it's one of those things where it's getting kind of scary. But don't get scared. Like, get smart and get to the money. Because like, be better than the competition and put your foot on the neck of the competition. Don't let these people pass you by. Because if you're listening to this, I know you got a really dope audience, bro. Like, there's no reason why the next time Trash see you, like you ain't sharing some AI facts with him. You know what I mean? Because it's like there's no reason why other people, other communities are taking advantage of these free tools right now. I got my little speaker box, so yeah.
No, that's perfect, man. I think you make some great points, man. I think it's very important that what you say get out there, and that's why I've always kind of wanted to make this connection, and it won't be the last. I've been kind of focused on how do I create the team, right? That's what always comes to mind. A team of people around me that can always, I think you said it before, how iron sharpens iron, right? How do I keep iron around me, right? That's going to keep me sharp, that I can hopefully help and add value to them, keep them sharp as well. So like Trey, these people I think about, that's why I love to, even when I'm doing showcases with him, yes, I'm getting paid, but I'm able to ride with him and talk and converse and brainstorm on the 3-hour drive to Raleigh and back. You know what I'm saying? It's, hey, okay, now let's talk about how do we think we did for this showcase? What are the follow-ups we got to do? You know what I'm saying? So it's different stuff. And I was talking to my cousin the other day, and I said, man, it's hard to really talk to people sometimes because it depends on how they receive it, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna share this. I ain't shared it with nobody. I ain't gonna say the names, but my homeboy sent me a message. I was talking to him on Facebook. I was on vacation. I was doing a positivity by the poolside. He texted me. He said, "Hey, just a little motivation." He texted me a screenshot that his commission last month was $100,000, and the first thing I said was, bro, that's easy work. I said, I remember when you hit 40K, right? And I remember riding with you to DC because he was in a network marketing company. He the one introduced me to Forex, right? You know what I'm saying? So he was ahead of the game, right? He understood how paying for mentorship was important, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature, and personal development, and the things we talk about. So when he said it, I was hyped. And what got me hyped was like, okay, it was almost a confidence that came over me even more. It's just like, ooh, it's even closer to me now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't got to me yet, but it's closer, right? The people around me are starting to see it also. And the crazy part is, like, I was telling my other cousin, not about that situation, but I was telling him I don't share stuff with certain people because people will hate on you. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to seem like I'm bragging, although I'm just proud of myself of being able to do certain things that I've done with the lack of financial support. I would say that some people assume that you have when you up, or you black and you up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm like, oh, who? Like, I ain't no owl or nothing, but like, you say somebody help me, who? Tell me, show me. Matter of fact, if they told you that, tell them call right now and say it while we on 3-way. and I bet you it won't happen, right? So we all have our experiences, through life, and it allows us to have our own mentality. And then we have other experiences which expose us to new and different things. So I know I know you're talking about running backs too, because fantasy football and football or sports in general is so key to, I think, the economy, to teamwork, to a lot of things we do. I know NIL is important, but it does give our student athletes a way to get to college in the next level. Unfortunately, I do see how sometimes that can get overshadowed with NIL, but you're talking about the running backs, right? A lot with your sleepers. So when I'm thinking regular draft, right, kind of how we do the year-long league, are you taking your running back early, right? You taking them late, or you stockpiling running backs?
I mean, you gotta know your league. Like if I get back in the league with y'all this year, like I'm probably gonna auto draft again just because that was fun. Like I had never I've never auto drafted a team and won the championship. Like that was just crazy to me. But you know how I play, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It don't boom. This is the 4 things of fantasy. Like clip this up. 4 things of fantasy to make a fantasy. This is it. This is the 4 things of fantasy. Number 1 is luck.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, you just can't beat luck. I remember one year when Ty Gurley was cracking, my colleague, she traded Ty Gurley for a bucket of fried chicken, right? But that was the year that Ty Gurley knee started messing up, so dude didn't even do nothing. But I was tight about it, right? But luck is one. Number 2 is the draft. You can draft the best team in the world, right? And that's fine. But number 3 is all about how you manage those matchups.
Yeah.
Matchups is extraordinarily important. So like you could have the killer team, but if I can pick a whole lot of running backs, but I don't know when to play them, you're gonna take an L. And then number 4, so what's that? I got luck, I got the draft. Oh yeah, waivers. That's where I'm nice at. Yeah. Waivers, that's how I play. Like waivers is probably where that's how I got good in that league last year, man. Like picking people up off the waivers, right? So like those are the 4 elements of the 4 pillars of fantasy football, right? Now you asked me like how I'm gonna play next year. It depends on the league. So I in my fraternity, I think this is my 10th year. We got this shout out to Leo Ross, man. Any Xi chapter brothers, man. Out Wilberforce, he's a good brother, man. Leo, I think he came through in like 58 or something. But we named the league after him, and we donate 50% of the proceeds go to March of Dimes. So it's the Leo Ross Bowl, whatever, right? I've been doing that one for like 10 years. I'll probably pick a little bit more aggressive in that league and pick up wide receivers, because I know I can get like late round, like the rookie running backs. Like nobody's like paying attention to like Amari Hampton. He's gonna eat. Like nobody's really paying attention to like Cam Scatterboo is gonna probably be good out of New York. So like in leagues where I know I have the upper hand on the competition, like I'll probably wait. But on like leagues where guys are sharp, you're probably gonna want to like. It depends on where you're at in the draft. So like if I'm picking the first 5 picks. I mean, my favorite running back in the top of the rounds this year is Bijan Robinson. Love that guy. I'm a UT fan, so shout out Hook'em Horns. But yeah, if you can pick him up, that's good. And if you're in the back, oh my goodness, man! Like I'll tell you right now, if you can get like a Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas start, those are wideouts. But like if you can get 2 stud wideouts and then just come back and just like try to start getting like running backs who didn't have a good season, like Isaiah Pacheco in Kansas City. He really wasn't that good last year, so he's gonna go later. I think he's a good pick. So like it's all about who you playing, and then it's all about where you're picking at in the draft.
Yeah, I like that. And there's one thing you said too about waivers. So tell me, how do you navigate the injuries and waiver wire? Are there certain strategies? But because I think you said it though, is like you're a little bit more sharper than the other people in that drawer with you. You see what I'm saying? So you know some of those rookie running backs that's coming in, or rookie wide receivers that ain't nobody thinking about. So you can, oh well, like I can go get so and so up front because I got so's on the back. You don't know nothing about almost.
100%. Yeah. Um, I think when it comes to wave, like fantasy football, is it's all like a it's like a big puzzle. That's why I like it. It's fun and it's like the same thing every year, just with different players. So like when it comes to waivers, like the clip this up. Traditionally, the number one waiver priority time to pick up a player is after week one. Because after week one, every year somebody gonna pop. So what was it? 2 years ago, it was Kyron Williams. Like ain't nobody know who he was, but he was the person that everybody picked up after week one, and I didn't get him. And I don't think I've ever had him in a couple of leagues. I missed him. I remember who else was I would have to get in my bag to really think about it. But like what happens is whoever pop off week one is the person that everybody's gonna run and get. But a lot of times those guys flop. And then the way that you play fantasy football is like the guy like Trey last year. I swear to God, he dropped. I swear he dropped Najee Harris. So if I'm wrong, Trey, don't kill me. But like, bro, you drop Najee Harris to pick up. I'm picking him up. You know what I'm saying? One man's trash is another man's treasure. So like that's how I play waivers. You know, like I already kind of know who's gonna be decent, and then I just watch other people just make mistakes, and then kind of just pick up from there. And then around week 8, most people ain't paying attention to fantasy football no more. Like the hardcore people, then if they're still in there, they're paying attention. But half your league probably ain't, and then that's where the gold comes in at because like people gonna get hurt. Like no depth charts. Like I'm telling you, man. Like it's one of those things because as I've been playing so long, it's just built on each other. But like that's how I know depth charts up and down. It's just because I've just been playing for a long time.
Yeah, I like that, man. You know that for sure, for sure. Like, man, like, like, yo, this been a good one, man. I know for our next conversation, right, we're gonna take it to another level on how we can like just continue this conversation, continue to grow the community. But if you don't mind, I know you shared with me here, and I want to kind of add this, of course, to the stage. If you can go ahead, talk us through what you want to show us here, what you got going on right now, what you got upcoming.
Yeah, so like I mentioned before, I got a business called Sustainable Growth Creative, and what we do at Sustainable Growth Creative again is we provide AI literacy. We do that through workshops as well as one-on-one training for our clients. So definitely want to let the audience know on June 20th, we're going to have an event where I'm going to be teaching AI sales tactics. The objective of the workshop is to teach people how to get leads more effectively, target their audience more efficiently, and close deals faster. This event is going to be held downtown at the Innovation Center on the rooftop at 1717 East Carey Street. Any locals for Richmond, that is across the street from where Have a Nice Day Cafe used to be back in the day. I am going to probably do about a good hour and a half or so and then stay back and answer questions. But what we'll do is we'll just walk through like real world prompts and tools and teach people how to drive target lead generation and personalize customer segments and automate proposals and sharpen your call to actions. If you click, oh yeah, you got the flyer up. So if you take a picture of that URL, you can register free event. And if you can't get to that, there'll be more. But I got to shout out the sponsors. So the Metropolitan Business League is sponsoring that event. Great organization. Been a part of NBL for many years. God bless the dead. Oliver Singleton was a great man who changed my life. I probably wouldn't have met you if I wouldn't have met Oliver. And he used to run the NBL for many, many years. He's been gone for a while, but that is his baby. So I always want to give him credit. Another sponsor for the event, heavyweights in the city, Score. Score is a nonprofit business incubator. They do a lot of stuff around teaching people how to get grants and loans, and do your books, and like just like the regular things that you need to know about business initiatives and things of that nature. They're sponsoring. And then last but not least, the Central Virginia African American Chamber of Commerce. Please do business with them. I support Black owned business. I am a Black owned business owner. So, I definitely am excited to have those three sponsors. So, again, the Metropolitan Business League, MBL, SCORE, and the Central Virginia African American Chamber of Commerce will be sponsoring this event. It's on June 20th, downtown, 1717 East Carey Street from 2 to 4 o'clock. Yeah, be there. And if you can't be there, we got another event coming up July 26th. And we'll talk about that probably at a later date because that's a little bit ways from now. But yeah, this summer, man, I'm doing workshops as much as possible, trying to get the word out to the people to get ready for this AI revolution.
I like it, man. That's definitely something we want to do, and similar with me as well. As I kind of talked through kind of what SW3 has turned into. I like to tell people what it means, right? A lot of people, once I say it though, the first thing they say every time they say, every time, bro. Every time I say that meaning, if I get that response, I think, well, nah. I know when I've gotten that response, the first times I knew I was on to something, and it really is a story of perseverance. It stands for some will, some won't, so what, right? Because I thought about it the other day, right? If you know the Bible even a little bit, you remember that story of Noah, right? Noah started building his ark, right? People looked at Noah and thought Noah was crazy, right? They thought he was crazy until it started raining, right? And then when it started raining, guess what? Everybody wanted to do what? They wanted to get on that boat. You know what Noah said? Noah said everybody can't go. Some will, some won't. So what? I still got to build my ark too, right? And my ark is SW3. Now with SW3 TV, right? That we're kind of bringing things to the stage here. That I want to talk through. And what I like to do is I like to help people take their long form content, whether it's podcasts, whether it's media, whether it's highlight reels, specifically my sports athletes and their parents who are sitting on content and are needing to really take it to another level. Man, reach out to sw3tv.com. Let me turn those clips into cash for you. For real, for real. You shoot it, we clip it, and we let the world watch. That's really what it's all about. And we want to take things to another level. And yes, even if your vision needs me to travel to you, hey, reach out, get your free quote. I can let you know what that'll look like. And we can make sure we are going to bring everything to the limelight, right? Remember to follow on all socials, on YouTube and on what is that, TikTok, SW3TV. Reach out to me. We here for it. Again, I want to thank my guest today, Mr. Victor Rogers in the building. .AI on them. We gonna get to it, man. It's a pleasure, man. It's been a long time coming. I know this is something we wanted to been put together, but of course, as we wrap this up, we talked about where fantasy football meets AI. In the building, getting to it. We drop gems like we do every week, whether it's strategy, whether it's insight, or whether it's straight up facts. We get to it, y'all. So, anything you want to leave our audience with here, Victor, before we let them go?
Yeah, I said I was a big finance nerd, and I think I would be doing you a disjustice if I didn't share a couple of things on my hot list. So number one, when you're consuming financial literacy content, always shout out to Earn Your Leisure guys. Those guys were the ones that really opened my eyes up to paying attention to this stuff. So a couple of stocks. This is not investment advice. This is just stuff I'm paying attention to. Coinbase. I like them. I like HIMS. HIMS. I like Nvidia for sure. Check them out. QQQ, that's a good one. And I give you and Broadcom. And then what I'd say when it comes to those specific stocks, those are stocks that if you follow over time, those are good investments. And then last but not least, the VIX, VIX, not VIC, but that's a good indicator to watch. When you see the VIX go over like 25, that's the time to start paying attention to the market. If you was paying attention to the market at all in April, man, the VIX was up to like 50 or whatnot. You had to buy. Whenever the VIX gets over like 35 or 40, just buy something. And then like I'll say buy stuff like not Lululemon, Eli Lilly, like companies that are like top of the market or whatnot.
All right,
And
they
like,
heavy on pharmaceuticals, my boy.
yeah, man, like Eli Lilly and Hims are my two pharma plays, and then Broadcom and Nvidia. AMD is kind of like, I don't know, they be hit or miss, but like, yeah, just make sure that you pay attention to the stock market, and when your head hurts from watching too much of your timeline because the administration has said something to aggravate you, man, just play some fantasy football and remember, man, life is a game.
Right, that's facts, bro. Like, and I appreciate you, man. Until next time, man. Everybody, make sure you like, subscribe if you haven't already. If you're enjoying this, make sure you share this with somebody. But until next time, I want to make sure you set your lineup, trust the data, and may the waiver wire forever be in your favor, y'all. Peace, love, and fantasy glory, because we are out.